Hey guys, so it's me Alexis. Welcome back to my astrology channel, and today I'm going to be talking about the Venus in Cancer. So before I go ahead and get into the video, I just want to say that this is the last video in this series, so I will be doing hopefully a new set of videos in the next upcoming weeks. But again, I'm always open to new ideas, so go ahead and comment below if you guys have any idea what I should do on this channel. I do have a few ideas, but I don't know if they're actually gonna work out, so I also did just relaunch my Patreon. Okay, so excuse the noise. I think my smoke alarm is on low battery, so I have to replace that later. But anyways, I did just relaunch my Patreon. Basically, depending on what tier you choose, you get to see my content early. You get to receive a monthly reading about how the new moon and the full moon of the month will go for you. It's good stuff. So if you guys are interested in my Patreon, go ahead and click the link below. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into the video. So I'm kind of sad that Venus in Cancer is kind of the last video that kind of got picked, just because I definitely feel like Venus in Cancer, God, that's going to annoy me. But anyways, I definitely feel like Venus in Cancer is probably one of the least talked about placements, but I'm also excited because I get to talk about it all in this video. So, like always, let's do the drill. Let's break down the sign. Let's break down the planet in question and then combine the two together and see what happens. So, let's talk about Cancer. Cancer is symbolized by the crab, big meaty claws. And Cancer is ruled by the moon and is a cardinal water sign. So when you have a sign that's cardinal signs, they love to start things. They love to initiate things. They are the spark of things. They love to, think a bunch of new things and then never finish it. I have a lot of cardinal planets, so this is my life. So when you think about cardinal signs are really good at starting things. They're good at inspiring. They're good at brainstorming. But when it comes to carrying out the ideas and sustaining those ideas and then being open to new ideas, yeah, we're pretty stubborn. We like to stick to our own ideas and start our own ideas and then never finish it. And yeah, that's cardinal signs for you. The main key point though is that cardinal signs, they're good at starting and we're good at inspiring. Now, water is going to be, one of the elements. Water is going to be cold and wet. And coldness and wetness is one of the qualities an element can have. It's one way to really, further break down an element and really know what a sign is. So when you have an element that is cold, usually this element will kind of manifest internally. And when you have wetness has a connective quality to it. It's very sticky. It likes to, see the similarities and things. It likes to connect. And, when I think about Cancer, I think of boogers. Because boogers are very sticky, boogers are very connective, and hey, you know what? Before you accuse me of calling you gross, you are, JK. Boogers are actually great because boogers are made to protect your body. When you got boogers in your nose, you get to trap all the bacteria up there so it doesn't go down into your body. Mucus is great. And there is a protective quality to Cancer. A lot of people like to see Cancer as the mother or the nurturing one. I like to see Cancer purely as the person who likes to, be familiarized with things. When I think of Cancer, I think of a sign that's not very, into surprises. I mean, yes, when you're a Cancer, you can bring in some spice, but spice should not be, the main course in your life. Like I said, oh wait, I kind of forgot to combine cardinal and then the watery qualities of Cancer. So when you kind of, combine the cardinal and watery aspect of Cancer, wow, my mind's all over the place. When you combine the two, you have a sign that likes to initiate inner connections. And how does this really manifest for Cancer? Like I said, I was already kind of talking about it. Cancer is a sign of familiarity. They're not a sign that's going to love surprises every single day. For a Cancer is very much like, hey, I need to know what's going on, and I will make sure that what I know is going on will happen. And that's basically, to me, familiarity, and that's why you get associations like comfort, emotions, all that stuff. And, speaking of emotions, Cancer is ruled by the moon, and the moon is all about feeling. It's all about instincts, your first gut reaction, your memories, what you remember. And that's why Cancer is really good at, having memories. I feel like Cancer in a way is very nostalgic. That's one way to kind of think of Cancer also, because again, Cancer is all about familiarity. What's one way to think of familiarity? Let's be nostalgic. Let's think about the past things that we were familiar with. Pretty nostalgic, right? So we got the moon, we got Cardinal, we got water, and now we got Venus. Venus is going to be the planet of love, attraction, connection. As I've mentioned in my past videos, Venus's objective is to connect. And how does that play out in Cancer? Well, when you have a Cancer Venus, you like to connect with people on what you're familiar with. So when I think about somebody who tries to, like people based on like hobbies or things you like, or, your favorite things, I really think about a Cancer Venus, because I feel like a Cancer Venus is going to rely on those questions the most, because it's kind of scary, knowing about somebody and they don't have anything in common with you. I feel like with Cancers, they really look for commonality. So, let's just say that I'm on a date, I'm the Cancer Venus, and I'm like, yo, what's your favorite color? And the other person's like, my favorite color is white. And I'm sitting here like, my favorite color is black. This is unfamiliar. I don't like this. Now, this is a very, very, very exaggerated way of looking at a Cancer Venus. What I mean to say is that, Cancer, when you have a Venus in Cancer, you're looking for home. You're looking for a love that is also your safe space. Actually, when you think about love, you think about your safe space. Like your lover, your relationship should be your safe space. So, and you're gonna try to find this safe space by finding similarities and commonalities with the people that you love. Because you're like, hey, if I can have similar things with the person that I love, we can bond together over that. And the more bonds that we can make, the stronger this relationship will be. And the stronger this relationship will be, the more I can emotionally rely on this relationship to support me. So when it comes to your relationships, you're looking for home. Like when it comes to your, your potential partner should be home sweet home. It's kind of like that nice feeling whenever you come home from a long vacation, you see your bed all made, your room's all nice and clean, and you're just kind of like, oh, it feels so great to be at home. It sucks to be out there in the world. And imagine coming home to your partner and they're just that beautiful source of comfort. That is what a Cancer Venus really, really wants. Now, honestly, for me, I think that's a very reasonable thing to want, because if you want something that's familiar, you probably want a relationship that's also long lasting. I feel like Cancer Venuses, they're gonna be less likely to be people who kind of go out of their way to have sporadic, meaningless, or casual relationships, just because for them they're just kind of like, I need something to familiarize myself with. You can't familiarize yourself with something that doesn't last long, something that doesn't mean anything to you, something that's just casual. Because I think personally, a Venus in Cancer is looking for something for the long run. Venus in Cancer is looking for home. You can't have a home that kind of breaks down every 5 days. You gotta find a home that lasts forever. You gotta find a home that is structured, comfortable. Now, it is reasonable, but there are some cons when you approach love like this. Because why would you ever look at somebody and try to designate them as your home sweet home? Why can't you yourself be your own home sweet home? Why can't you be your own home? Why can't you be your own sense of familiarity? I think one of the most powerful qualities Cancer could be is being self-sufficient and knowing their limits, knowing what they want. But when you kind of rely on the environment to give that to you, when you rely on the environment to give you what you can't give yourself, nothing will really last for you. So Cancer, before you look at somebody and expect them to be your safe space, hold on a minute and kind of think to yourself, do I feel safe right now in general? Because it doesn't matter how hard your partner will work to make you feel safe, to make you feel loved, to make you feel comfortable. If you're not comfortable yourself, by yourself, there is nothing that your partner could do for you. you're just gonna feel crappy all by yourself, and that's not your partner's fault, that's your fault. And from that on point, I feel like when it comes to, you know, a Venus in Cancer, and honestly, any Venus sign in itself, you need to be comfortable within yourself first. If you can't connect to yourself, you can't connect to someone else. And I think this is especially true for, I mean, I think this is most, you know, conventionally or easily seen with your Venus in Cancer, but like this applies to all signs in general. If you can't connect to yourself, you can't connect with another person. And for Cancer, you know, you have to be at home with yourself. Like you have to see yourself, look at yourself and be like, yeah, I'm fine with that. And you know what? We live in a society where it's kind of hard to do that. We kind of live in a society where we have to look for more, settle for more, strive for more. And we also live in a world where, you know, enough is never enough. And the good thing about you, Cancer, is that for you, you know what enough feels like because you're the one sign that really knows how to, you know, emotionally get in tune with things. Like you don't kind of sit there just kind of like, I want more. You're sitting here like, I know what I want. I already know what I want, and that's not going to change. So when it comes to love and what you can benefit with, like, you know, I kind of, you know, slammed you kind of hard with the negativities of your sign, but what can you give as a Venus in Cancer? Well, if you're looking for a home in your partner, you can be a home for your partner. You know, partners, your romantic partners, they will definitely find you to be someone who is reliable, someone who really is there for them thick through thin, and someone who can just, you know, be like, you can be someone's safe space. That's what you can give. And honestly, you know, the negative, you know, side that I reveal about you guys could be kind of flipped to like the other way around to where it's positive. Like, I told you guys that you can't expect your partner to be a safe space if you can't even feel safe yourself. You know, at the same time though, you are amazing at being someone else's safe space. You are good at establishing what should be familiar and what should be allowed in a relationship. Like, whenever I think about Cancer in a romantic context, like, I mean, you know, your opposing sign is Capricorn. In a lot of ways, you know, you look for comfort. You look for comfort and structure. And, you know, with that structure, you create structure with familiarity. That's kind of, you know, how you kind of love in a nutshell. And, you know, whenever you know, ever love someone, you are so good at knowing them well. You just know what your lover needs. You kind of just look at them, you're kind of like, you know, I see the way that you're acting. I think I know what you need. And you go get what they need. It's kind of great. Like, you kind of just know how to take care of someone. And honestly, in a world where people don't know how to take care of themselves, like, you are doing a great job, Cancer. So, yeah. That's my Venus in Cancer take. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, I did relaunch my Patreon, so there is that. God, I need to replace that. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys like this take on, you know, the Venus in Cancer. It's one of the least talked about placements ever, and I hope that with this video, you guys have an appreciation for Venus in Cancer, just because I think, you know, having a Venus Cancer is probably one of the cooler Venus placements in astrology. It's just very sweet. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next week, hopefully.